Brian.
There we are.
There she is.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Just, okay, I have this badge. This badge.
Yeah, you do.
It's Rotary. I went to great lengths to get that badge.
Oh, I hope not.
And then I haven't been able to wear it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the October 21st version of Healdsburg Rotary Club of Sunrise. We are still in Economic and Community Development Month, so get out there and support the community. This is also National Apple Day. It is National Check on Your Meds Day, everybody. Get those meds checked and get your Medicare prescription, whatever it is, updated. And it's National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. I just wanted you all to know. So Costo Bakery, are you making pumpkin cheesecake this month?
I say that's no.
Pumpkin pies, pumpkin cranberry muffins, but I haven't seen any pumpkin cheesecakes yet roll out.
All right, well, support our fine bakery as well. Good morning. Okay, Larry Orr, do you have an inspiration for us this morning?
Yes, ma'am, President Nancy. And before I start, did you happen to see any of the baseball game last night?
No, but I know isn't the score like something I'd be very happy about?
I think so. Okay, today I have a couple of thoughts from Marcus Aurelius Antoninus, or words to that effect, who was Roman emperor, did not know that, from 161 to 180 AD. Two thoughts. Our life is what our thoughts make it, and the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Something to think about.
Thank you.
Nice.
I think we are all working hard to keep our thoughts positive these days. As I was telling Will, we are embracing our rock, pushing that rock up that hill. Colleen, do we have any visiting Rotarians or guests? I'm not quite seeing our guest speaker.
Unless somebody's hiding behind somebody else and they're going to say boo at any moment. No, I don't see any.
All right.
Anybody else see any? No?
I do not see any either.
Okay. Back to you, Sheriff Nancy.
All right. Well, I think what we will do right now is to tie in with our theme, my theme of being the new sheriff in town. Jay, do you want to, are you going to share our screen with the PowerPoint?
I could. Hang on. Do you want you want?
Why don't you start with the trick or treat, the trunk or treat, or whatever we're calling it now, because you're going to need to get some support for that, right?
Yes.
We are going to need to get support for that, not you. We, the collective membership.
Oh, hang on. I'm getting it. I'm sorry. Where are we?
It's to the right of the four little boxes on the bottom row.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, the little screen.
Right, to the right, to the right.
Bottom.
Right. The other right.
Bottom.
There we go.
Nope.
Oh.
Left.
To the left of that. Left. Looks like a little pull down screen. There you go.
All right. There we go.
Warmer.
Didn't it show?
Yep.
No, it's good.
So we have a problem. The kids need treats. We've got to get them collected. The idea is to stop at the following stores that are listed there. I can't do that. I'm looking at the screen of people, and I'm thinking there's not many of us here that can stop in at those stores and ask, so the idea is just to talk to them about what they would normally do for food collection. And we'll provide the decorations for a collection barrel and maybe some shelf hangers. And I can do that graphics, but I can't get into those stores. That would be more exposure than I would possibly do. So we're going to need either somebody currently in the meeting or some way of making that connection. Any ideas, gentlemen, ladies?
So I think what we need to do is does anyone have a connection at any one of these stores? We're not asking the stores to donate candy. We're asking the stores to put a shopping cart with one of our signs on it that asks shoppers to buy an extra bag of candy that they can throw in that bag. Into the shopping cart. So does anyone here have a connection with any one of these stores? Our goal is to not ask the stores to donate, but to ask the community to donate. So does anyone have a comfort level of reaching out to Lola's or Rite Aid? If we get 6 people to do that, we could
I can do Big John's. Diane can.
Okay, so you'll ask Big John's if they can put up a shopping cart, and we will get the graphic to them. And then in conjunction with that, Jay, you're going to reach out to the community and ask the community to buy the candy.
Yes, I don't want to do that until we've made arrangements.
Right, but we need to have the system in place. So
Exactly.
So that's what will happen next. So Diane can do Big John's. Does anyone know anybody at the dollar store or Rite Aid, Lola's, CVS, Safeway? Is anyone willing to get out of your comfort zone and make a phone call? Come on, I'm gonna get my posse and round you guys up. I'm gonna hog tie you and get you in the barn and make you help me.
Yeah, I'll stop into. I can do those.
Which one?
I can pop into. If no one else is doing them, I'll pop into all the rest.
No. Just do one. We'll get.
Well, I don't hear anyone raising their hand, so I'll go around today and ask. And I understand the concept, so I will do that when I go to town later today.
All right,
I can do Rite Aid. Rite Aid is really close to me, so I'd be happy to walk down there and hit them up.
Okay, I will go to Safeway. I don't know them, but I will go in there.
Oh, they're friendly. What if we just buy a bunch of candy and give it to you?
That works too.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself.
One of the things that we're trying to do, though, is to get the community involved. So that would. Definitely not. So all right. So we've got Safeway, Big John's, Rite Aid, and.
This is Mark. I can stop in CVS.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. So after everybody has done their connecting with the store, we get back to Jay to give them the yay or nay. How's that sound?
Okay, just to clarify, I'm going to do then Dollar Tree and Lola's.
Dollar store.
Yeah, and I'll do Safeway. Diane will do Big John's. Mark will do CVS. And who said Rite Aid? Mark.
No, I said CVS. Somebody else said Rite Aid.
Andy.
I'll do Rite Aid if that
Andy.
person isn't here. I can
He
go
said
to-
Rite Aid.
Andy. All right. See that hog tying, how that hog tying works. Thank you, guys.
The information that I need is, what is the arrangement? Do they have the receptacle? what is the receptacle? Will they allow us to put something on carts or shelf hangers? So it's a yes, and then how? Also, would they be willing to transport the materials collected to the community center, or do we need to do that, and how often we should do that?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, just so I understand, are we gonna provide them with any signage for whatever receptacle we're
Yes.
putting up? Okay.
And I'll try and get that out. As soon as you give me the okay, I'll try and get something out.
All right. Great. Thank you, everybody.
Nancy, question?
Yeah.
I am not able to do this because I'm quarantining for my surgery tomorrow, and I'm going to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. But I want to know if I can just have one of my friends buy candy, and if so, where can they deliver it to?
Community center.
On the day of, or when?
Anytime now. They're prepared now to receive it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Just the main office there at the community center?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
While you're there, Colleen, maybe you want to talk about care packages for the homeless.
I see. Nice picture of Charlie Chaplin. Was that the tramp or something like that?
Yeah.
So yes, so this is fantastic that you guys, that the Interact Club is doing this, and it's really helped provide needed items for us. So we put these in care packages, and we distribute these out to the homeless population in the North County. And people don't think about it, but dental floss can be used not only to floss your teeth, but also as a means of tying things and securing stuff. So they get very creative with what they are using. So that's what that's for. Obviously, it's important right now that if we can get masks and hand sanitizers to them, that helps keep them safe. White socks are good because they can be washed easily, and they don't carry fungus, which I learned from working with the homeless population. Colored socks aren't as good as white socks are. Maybe Mark, the doctor, can tell me why that is. But anyways, canned foods, the little canned tunas, they also like the crackers and cheese, or peanut butter and crackers, something they can eat readily. So, and the reusable shopping bags are simply so they can carry their items around. So that's it. But thank you, everybody, for participating. And thank you, Andy, for coordinating this whole thing.
And the due date, or the requested due date to have these packages to Andy, to his office, is November 16th. Is that right, Andy?
That is correct.
Okay. All right, thanks. And what's the next slide, Jay? Oh, okay. So this one is, we're just reminding people that Mark will need some help coordinating this in the end of this year. So we need someone to just step up and help coordinate. If you've worked on choices before, many of us have, and it won't be that hard once we know what the plan is. So please give this some thought and let us know if you can jump in and help Mark.
Yeah. And Nancy, just for the group to know as well, I meant to mention this last week and I just forgot to mention it, but this new distance choices program, normally choices is 2 days. It's just going to be 1 day.
Because we can get it all done online, right?
Yes, it's just going to be 1 day where we distance in with the kids, and presumably what we've always done at Healdsburg is in their phys ed class on Thursday.
Okay.
And that's just, Mark, that's 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
One day, 1 hour, about, give or take.
A 45-minute session. One 45-minute session.
So then several of us will be doing different parts of it within that hour. Is that how that works?
What we have done is we've had a team of 2 people go in for each class period. There are 7 class periods per day. So there's 7 gym class or phys ed classes. And one team of 2 goes in to do this for each period.
Okay, so we'll have an
Rotating.
hour. So we have 2 people per hour for that one day.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And we will be doing it for both 7th grade and 8th grade this year because we missed last year.
Right. Okay, so, and you will be keeping this moving along up until the point where you have to step in for the your colleague, right?
I can do that. I think it would be helpful, whoever is going to actually head up the program, to sort of get in sooner rather than later.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Well, we will keep requesting help to keep get you the support that you need. I really appreciate doing this. Okay, Lance. I mean, not Lance. Jay, isn't there one more slide?
There is. I didn't want to continue that, but I mean, let's go. So I should be able to get, oh, come on. Here we go. Bike update.
Just a reminder that Larry Orr needs a team.
Yeah, President Nancy, I'd like to make a comment or two. Love the photograph on the bike tour update. My goodness. So I guess when I ask for people to volunteer for the bike tour planning committee, I was particularly persuasive. I'm very proud of that because I had one member raise their hand that would be willing to participate in this planning committee. So President Nancy, I thought I would run an idea past you about maybe, would it be a good idea for you and I to go through our membership roll and pick 7 or 8 people for this committee? Because we don't seem to be having much luck in getting people to raise their hand and volunteer.
Yeah, that would be great. We still need to meet with the gentleman from the California Cycling Magazine so that we can get a grip on how clubs are doing this for next year, because a lot of people are continuing with their bike tours in 2021, and we want to just get so anyway, we'll do that, Larry, and then we'll circle back with the with your suggestion. So that sounds good. Thank you. Okay, and then we have one more slide, I believe.
Yep, hang on.
This is our my roundup meeting. I'm doing a roundup. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a roundup. Who's a former sheep rancher. You get your herd together. You start moving them through that chute to give them whatever dose of reality is coming their way, whether it be football, virus shots.
Good long little doggies.
Come on, little doggies. This is what the Sergeant at Arms should look like.
Yeah.
It looks like Colleen instead. But we will need someone to help with this really fun job. So think about it. It's not real hard, but it is a job where you're required to dig up some dirt on your fellow members to recognize them in whatever way they want to be recognized. So please think about doing this for the balance of my term. I know Larry will be out there requesting people to step up for his. So I think that is it for the slides. Lance, you were going to show a quick video. This week, October 24th is World Polio Day. And we're going to have a quick video on that. And Lance, you're going to run that, right?
I am. So I was hoping to be able to show a video from Rotary specifically about World Polio Day, but that is not until Saturday, and all of the videos are embargoed till then. But we have a short video here just talking about the efforts to fundraise for it. And maybe at the next meeting, we'll have time to show a longer meeting with a longer video with a full update. I think the biggest exciting news about polio this year is that they have declared Africa now free of polio. So that really just leaves the Afghanistan-Pakistan zone as the only remaining area with any active polio going on.
This is a story of historic progress, a story that doesn't exist without you. Our unifying effort in 3 decades of action demonstrates our commitment and endurance. And our progress thus far shows that a polio-free world is achievable. Individuals, clubs, partners, and governments share a collective vision to improve the health of every single child. We've eliminated polio in some of the most difficult places, overcoming obstacles and navigating complex issues. Our successes prove that polio will be eradicated, and while ending a global disease is not easy, as Rotary, we don't give up. We'll continue our fight until each child is protected. This isn't possible without you. So stay involved, keep pushing forward, engage your clubs and communities, start a social media conversation, and increase visibility on the importance of this global effort. Hold events and fundraisers on World Polio Day and throughout the year. Advocate to governments about the importance of supporting polio eradication. Make a contribution and invest in one of the largest health initiatives ever. Be a character in our story. Be the solution to our challenge. It's because of each and every one of you that we will improve our future by making polio a disease of the past. Eradication is possible, so let's keep our promise.
Thank you, Lance. I believe in December, Bob Rogers from our district will be giving us an update on specifics about eradication and our efforts in the world, and it's getting quite positive. All right. So anyway, Will.
Quick question, Lance. When you send out the meeting recap, will you include the link to that video? So we might be able to repost it on our own social media.
Absolutely. I'll send that over to Nancy so she can include it.
Yeah, and Chris, I think if you can help with that, that would be wonderful. And then we will do some more after the World Polio Day on the 24th to get that video out. Gratitude. Will Seppi.
Don't worry, I'm here. I'm connected, just running kids around. Gratitude coming up, and in conjunction with what President Nancy was talking about for business, what do you call it, Business Economics or Development Month?
Yeah, this is Economic and Community Development Month.
Perfect. It fits right into that. I met with, or talked to Andy in the Interact Club and submitted a proposal to the city of Healdsburg to do some downtown beautification. We submitted for a grant, similarly that we did for the 4th of July event, where we received some money from the Healdsburg Tourism Improvement District. That application has been, like I said, put in. They're reviewing those this week, so we'll see what comes back as a result of that. But essentially, working with our club, working with City of Healdsburg, working with the Chamber of Commerce, working with Interact to put on downtown and leveraging last year's gratitude theme. Last year's gratitude theme that happened after the Kincaid fire. And I have a meeting today with Mark Thiemig concerning that, to spruce up downtown a little bit in the business district area around the roundabout, bringing in some fall themed things, gourds, large pumpkins, things like that, and also creating some gamification associated with that, a bingo, business bingo component, as well as some Instagrammable social media places downtown for people to take their picture as they're strolling through, and really just encouraging people to be safe, distance, but stroll town and support their local merchants. I think, as many of you probably know, downtown businesses are in dire need of support. It has been a very, very challenging 6 months. It's going to be another set of challenging months for many. If you haven't been downtown lately, there's been some great things that have happened with concern to outdoor dining and parklets and open space. And there's also been some sad things. There's been a number of businesses that have had retirement events or going out of business. So, empty storefronts are the kiss of death for retail. And unfortunately, those are starting to stack up in the downtown corridor. So this is something that we can administrate as a club. It'd be very minimal efforts or contributions, but if we do get this, I'll be reaching back out to the club, and some of you specifically I have targets on to help out with. I'm excited for it. I think it'd be a good opportunity, again, to keep Rotary present in our community and allowing us to make a little money also for the club from an administrative standpoint. And there was a second one after that was put in called Winter Lights. And that, again, was designed to enhance and beautify downtown business area and the holiday fall season. So I will keep everyone posted as we learn more on that, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Will, for doing that. Keep us in the loop. We're all at home. We can do stuff, right? All right. So
I can ship anyone some kids too. So if you want kids, I can send you kids.
No, keep them, please. I just spent 2 weeks with 3 about your age. I need to come home. Oh my God, you don't get much done with 3 little ones running around, but it's wonderful. I'm not complaining. Recognitions. We want to give Larry Orr a few minutes to do his craft talk. So Colleen, take it away.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, President Nancy. Okay, first of all, I just want to say, Will Seppi, how dare you have surgery and then attend meetings after you've had surgery? Because now you're setting the bar for me, because you're having surgery tomorrow, then I also have to attend meetings, get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And this takes time, Will. And I'm going to have a broken wing. So I just want to say thank you, Will Seppi, for having had back surgery and nobody knew. Way to be.
Well, there's encouragement for you, Colleen. You can hop right on it when you're done tomorrow.
Wow. I won't be responsible for how my hair and makeup looks, just so y'all know. Okay, thank you. And then Bert, who's not, we can make fun of Bert because he's not on the phone. Bert, who is one of our socialites, was supposed to go to the yellow group social and he forgot. So Nancy had to call him and say, hey, social king, where are you? And he ended up going, but he was very tardy. So there's that.
Yeah, and Andy and Suzanne were very patient. And finally, Andy looked at me and said, we need to eat. So
just be careful when you have Bert to a party, because he could be one of the late people to show up. But anywho's, Jack Valerga, also, who I believe is on the phone, is looking for someone to adopt his adult cat. The animal shelters, as you can imagine, are overloaded because of COVID and the fires, and he is looking for someone to adopt his cat. So if you know anyone, or if any of you want it, please get in touch with Jack and let him know. I wanted to say thank you to the members. I think I was one of them that we referred Beth Greenwald to George. She's been helping out with cat or dog sitting? Dog sitting?
Dog sitting for him, yeah.
Dog sitting for him. So, and she's done that several times now, and he's thrilled. So it was a great connection for us to do. Nancy, I understand through the grapevine that you wore Our Lady Liberty hat that was part of the goodie bag for 4th of July.
I did. Yeah, my daughter and I marched in Washington to get out the vote, the Women's March last Saturday. And I put on my grandson made the Liberty hat from that kit that Judy put together. And I wore it, and I could not believe how much attention I got from people. I think they thought I was a kook. But it was really fun to wear that and have people take pictures of me. And I did have my Rotary hat on too, so I hope that doesn't get me in trouble.
No.
I mean, my Rotary mask.
I think you're okay. Steve Rued, just in case any of you wondered, where did Steve go? Where's Steve? Kind of like, where's Waldo? Steve is working out on a Wednesday morning. So next time we see him, his muscles should be like way up here, and he'd probably be oiled down, and maybe he'll be wearing a Speedo. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm envisioning in my head. You're welcome, Steve. And let's see. Carl is not in the meeting, I don't believe. Is that correct?
Right.
And Chris Cameron is not either?
Nope.
Okay, I think Terry should add a $50 charge to Chris Cameron's bill because it's his birthday and he wasn't here to celebrate with us. I know when people are trying to duck out on your birthdays, not going to work. The new Sergeant at Arms will be just as swift to procure a fee or an encouragement, as I like to call them, to make sure that y'all show up on your birthdays. And I think that is it. I think I have finished my term as this, and please all send good wishes for me tomorrow as I go in for my surgery on my shoulder to get the pins and the plates removed from the final of the fall. So let's hope this is it and we're all done, no more.
Can you play golf after that?
I don't know. I still can't. You see my hand? I can't get it into a working position. So I'm a little gimpy, but I'm hoping they're going to fix everything, including, tightening this up a little bit, maybe looking, a little bit of, just so I look younger. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Colleen. All right. One real quick thing too, Terry helped encourage us to make a $250 donation to the Humane Society in honor of Karen Dutton, which I believe we did last month. So thank you for moving that along, Terry. Any other announcements or comments before we move over to our beloved Larry Orr? Bob Mosby, you're on mute.
Just a quick announcement that the Healdsburg Rotary Sunrise Wine Tasters, our next meeting is Saturday, November the 7th. It's going to be at Chris Call's house. We'll send you guys the address. And the tasting is Zinfandel, and we're going to do it in the afternoon. So I think we're going to do it between 3 and 5. Is that right, Chris? Somewhere in that range? Yeah. So I can't think of a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon than tasting Zinfandel and just having a good time.
And we're probably going to need a transport home because of the alcohol levels of many of the Zins that are. So I think I will bring Richard this time to help me. So that's great. I'm looking forward to that. All right, Larry Mills. I'm not seeing our guest speaker on here yet. I hope they show.
Nancy, how are we doing with the grant that you were asking for donations for?
Oh, I believe we have enough, and I'm going to check on that today because we're getting ready to request the check in conjunction with the Noon Club to provide a $3,800 grant to Sonoma Family Meal. So that's very exciting. We're getting a lot done, you guys. Larry?
President Nancy?
Yeah, Will?
If I may go back just a moment. For the successful back surgery and being out, that was my birthday gift to myself, was having that done. So, but that in honor of Polio Day, I'll put for $24 into Polio Plus for polio. And then why don't we round out it to 50, put the other half into the club fund. So I'll make that contribution.
Thank you. And we'll mention he actually was on his back while he was giving his presentation that day. So that was quite special.
Whatever.
Very, very memorable. Very memorable.
I will also give $17. I mean, that's the date of the Women's March, and I will put 17 towards Polio Plus. So Terry, if you'll mark that down, please.
Nancy went frozen. Okay, Black Hawk is down for a moment. There she is. Nancy, you back?
I'm here.
Okay, you went frozen for a moment.
Oh, it says my internet connection is unstable. Larry Orr, would you please step on up to the podium?
Absolutely. I just set my timer, so I've been told by a number of people that they think I have an accent. I don't hear it myself, but if I do, it's possibly because I was born in Western North Carolina in a very, very small little town called Robbinsville, which is west of Asheville, about 10 or 12 miles from the Tennessee-North Carolina border. I spent my youth squirrel hunting and fishing for native brook and rainbow trout with my father, who was a Southern Baptist minister. So I spent a lot of time going to church. I have a family of 6 sisters, which was a very interesting experience. And let's see, after the 7th grade, my dad moved the family down to Maryville, Tennessee, about 15 miles from Knoxville. And so I graduated from Maryville High School and then went on to attend the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. Graduated with a BS degree with a major in finance. Thought I might like to go into banking until I interviewed with a few banks and discovered what their starting salary was. So I became an insurance adjuster for about a year and a half, which was a learning experience with dealing with people that had been through some kind of traumatic experience in their life. They were upset about something. So my job was to get them to talk about what they had been involved in, what they had witnessed or whatever, and get written statements signed by various folks and settle various claims. A lot of tractor trailer automobile accidents coming through the mountains of Kentucky and East Tennessee. So it was a vast learning experience that's benefited me ever since, but I didn't know it at the time. Then I joined Xerox Corporation and spent 14 years in Chattanooga, Atlanta, and then moved to California in '74 and lived in the East Bay. Spent a little over 30 years living in Piedmont. In the East Bay in 3 different houses. I once moved 1.5 blocks or so. Seemed to be a good idea at the time. Learned that moving 2 blocks is the same as moving 2,000. It's boxes and boxes and more boxes. After 14 years with Xerox, I co-founded a commercial real estate company and spent a number of years developing and rehabilitating commercial property, primarily in the East Bay. My business partner decided to take early retirement and move to the East Hamptons in New York State. So I looked around to see what else I might like to do, and I'd always been interested in technology. So I spent the next 11, 15 years in the computer industry with 2 different companies. One of them was Storage Technology Corporation, called Storage Tech. which was very interesting. My team brought Wells Fargo's credit card operation to its knees once for almost 24 hours, which was, again, another interesting experience. So once I did that, my wife at the time and I decided to move to Healdsburg, where I retired for a few years, and it was partly just good decision-making and pure luck that I ended up in Healdsburg. I moved to town knowing two people and was looking around for how do I learn about the town and meet people and so forth, and joined the Lions Club for 2 years, and their meetings would be maybe 2 or 3 people. And I decided, well, this is not quite what I had in mind. So I found the name Rotary. Had never ever had anybody say the word Rotary to me, but I contacted Eric Walker and attended some of the Noon Club meetings, and off we went. I was an early supporter of the idea of the Noon Club sponsoring a morning club, and so I became a charter member of the Sunrise Rotary Club, and served as chair of the vocational service line of service until 2013, when I became president. I see my time is up. So was president in 2013, 2014. While I was chair of vocational service, we brought choices to the club. We found and established the idea of teacher appreciation, which 2 of the continuing major events for our club. My objective here forth is to help Rotary Club of Sunrise grow and prosper. I'd like to get better at what I do as a real estate broker and as a person. I'd like to improve my communication and technology skills, and I'd like to develop a faster way of deleting emails. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. You have definitely been a major contributor to this club. And if you want to accomplish all those goals, you should join the Leadership Academy. There is still time to sign up. I think the 22nd is the last day, and it's free. And I'm sure you will accomplish everything on your list.
I'll think about it.
I always love hearing how everybody got here. So thank you so much. I am not seeing our guest speaker. Are you, Andy?
I have not, no.
So I did email. Is Yavuz a woman or a man?
A man.
Okay. So, and nobody's waiting, right, Lance?
I emailed him as well.
Okay.
That is correct. No one is in the waiting room.
All right. So in lieu of that, we have Halloween coming up. And I was in Virginia, as y'all know, and walking through the neighborhoods with my little grandson. Those people go nuts decorating. I'm not kidding. Streets, and it was like walking through Disneyland. So I just thought I would pick some names and just find out how, maybe a memory of Halloween that was your favorite, or how you'll be doing it this year in addition to helping us at our trunk or treat. So just hear what you think about Halloween. So I'm going to pick a first name out. Oh, doggone it, Dan Petrick. Where the heck is he? All right, I'm going to.
He's right here.
Where is he? Dan?
Wave, Dan.
Is he
I
on?
don't think you can see him, but he's waving.
All right, well then, if Dan is in there making breakfast, Bob Mosby.
Yes. My favorite memory of Halloween is definitely trick-or-treating. I mean, as kids, I remember looking forward to that all year and just getting bags and bags of candy and going home and sorting it out and trading with my brother and sister. It was great fun. So that's my best memory. And I have actually no plans for Halloween this year. So I'm a party pooper when it comes to Halloween this year.
Do you have a costume that you were that you made that?
Not that comes, not off the top of my head. I'm not remembering any particular costume.
It was all about the candy.
Yeah, it was all about the candy, absolutely.
Okay, let's see who else is in my bag of tricks here. Dan Erickson.
Well, I have a couple of memories. One was 1968. It was at Winterland, and Big Brother and the Grateful Dead played, and I snuck my younger brother out of the house to go over there with me. And then in 69, I saw the Grateful Dead at San Jose State Student Union on Halloween. And that was the first date I had with my current wife, Sonia. So
Nice.
I had a couple of Grateful Dead memories of Halloween.
Were you in costume?
No.
Because everybody else probably was.
Well, some people were, but not, costumes weren't that big of a deal back in the late 60s. They seem to have gotten bigger and bigger as time has gone on, and Halloween is now the second largest holiday of the country after Christmas.
Really?
So,
well, that's good to know. People are.
Anyway, that's my a couple of memories from Halloween.
Thank you. Well, Bert isn't here, and let's see. Fred isn't here. We already know Steve is not. Archie Julian. Did we lose Archie? Archie's
No,
on.
I'm here. It was all about the candy. I know that a lot of the kids in the neighborhood had competitions as to who could get the most. And some kids went to great distances to do that. Mm-hmm. And my dad kind of kept us at a modest amount. But the thing I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to go down to Costco and buy a bunch of candy for this year.
Thank you, Archie. Edward, I saw you on here. Did we lose Ed? Oh, there you are.
Muted.
Okay. When I was at Davis, Cal State Chico used to have these wild Halloween parties. So we used to go up to Chico from Davis and, hit the frat run and everything like that. I don't want to get into too much detail, but that was done for like 3 years and it was a lot of fun.
Edward, you have an evil look on your face.
Yeah, it was fun.
Did you dress up?
I don't really remember. I really don't remember. But it was fun going up to Chico, road trips and things like that.
So Davis wasn't quite as fun as heading up north. Is that what you're saying?
Chico was the party town for the Cal schools back in the 80s, so that was fun.
And that's where your son is going, right?
Well, yeah, but he's finishing up online, at the house right now.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Chris Call, your favorite Halloween memories. Are you still here, Chris?
Yeah, well, I grew up with 4 younger siblings, and so I was like the gang lord who made my subjects pay me fealties with mini Snicker bars before or after the trick-or-treating runs.
We all come into our leadership skills in various ways. Where did you grow up, Chris?
Utah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I should know that because you gave us a craft talk. And oh, Sean Shields. I think I see your little telephone symbol. Are you still with us, Sean?
I think that's Will's telephone.
Oh, well, Sean was here. Well, if he comes back, we will pick him.
Yeah, I don't see him on the list.
Andy Esquivel.
My Halloween memories similar to Ed's. Ohio University, the Boston's magazine as being a top party school in the country. That's not why I went there. I just happened to wind up there. But Halloween was a huge party every year. The streets were shut down. People would come literally from all over the Midwest, not just Ohio. We'd get people from different states coming for the celebration. And yes, the costumes were elaborate. Everybody got dressed up. No candy involved.
Beverages?
Yes, plentiful.
It's funny, the memories seem to hang out or linger from our college age years. So thank you, Andy. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Did you dress up?
Every year, yes.
Your favorite costume or most memorable?
I was a pirate one year, and a friend of ours, a lady friend, was being attacked by a sea monster, and I came to her rescue.
Oh, chivalry is not dead. Well, we'll see if you can reprise that role.
Yes.
It's coming October 31st.
I'll be ready.
Okay. Tom Tiefendale, are you still on the line with us? Am I seeing him? Did Tom disappear?
Tom disappeared.
Okay. Then let's see. Bill Seppi.
You got to push the right button. Yes, President Nancy, I think Halloween reflections real quick. I'll give you 3 reference points in time. I do recall in grade school going to school as a mummy, being completely wrapped up as a mummy, and needless to say that had complications of going to the bathroom that day. I went to Las Vegas one time for Halloween with a few buddies, and I'll leave it at that since this is being recorded. And in most recent history with the kids, we all dressed up as witches and did the downtown Healdsburg, event. And obviously that's not happening this year, but hopeful that will return. It is a great community event. And that particular year when I dressed up, what made it fun is no one knew who I was. And, when you're walking down the street and you're saying hello to people and people have no idea who they're talking to, it adds a fun element for the celebration. So there's 3 points in time in my life for Halloween remembrances.
So when Oliver dresses up like a mummy, you will make sure
Here, learn from my mistakes. There you go.
Okay, I thank you, Will. I do hope we get that Halloween back in the community. That was such a blast. Jack Mallinson.
Well, my sister was born on Halloween, so every year we had a birthday party. And the one thing I remember the most about Halloween was we lived on 2nd Street in Santa Rosa, and we'd go over to like McDonald, where all the big houses were, and we'd get really good treats there. And we were cutting through Santa Rosa Junior High's ball field at nighttime on our way there. And as we walked through, the field was full of bats. They were all on the grass. I don't know what they were doing there, but there were thousands of them. And when we go walking through the field, the ball field, and they just start swarming around us. And there was this big swarm of bats, and you never saw two guys run as fast as that. We just hightailed it out of there as fast as we could. And that's a memory that I don't think I'll ever forget.
And it's one that not many people can talk about.
Yeah. I didn't know bats would stay on the ground like that, but there must have been a lot of insects or something that were eating down there.
Oh, that's a good point. Well, that's pretty funny. 2nd Street, I love that street. Thank you. Larry Mills, I've got your name.
All right. I'll just offer an adult memory of Halloween, one of my favorites. As you know, I think Barbara and I lived on Bainbridge Island up in Washington State for many years. And on Halloween, the merchants in our little town called Winslow on Bainbridge Island had essentially the equivalent of Healdsburg's downtown, where all the kids dressed up and walked around, and all the merchants had candy for the kids and whatnot. And Barbara and I would get dressed up and go sit in front of the bakery where the kids are streaming by in their outfits, and we're giving them candy and just glorying in their various costumes. It was a very happy time. And the only costume I can remember that I actually wore was a Green Bay Packers cheese head. Barbara's from Wisconsin, and we had our cheese heads on, and we were the hit. The kids were taking pictures of us with our cheese heads on. They thought that was really silly. So anyway, it's a wonderful memory of all these kids marching around in their wonderful costumes.
Thank you. We hope to see that cheese head next year when we're all back on the plaza.
I think it's moldy and in the garage somewhere, but
it's like Roquefort cheese now, right?
There you go.
I think Sean just joined.
I see that. Sean, your name was called to share your favorite Halloween memory with us. Mr. Technical, turn off, unmute yourself. Are we having technical difficulties here? Sean, unmute yourself.
That is a phenomenal story Sean has to share.
Can you unmute him, Lance?
I can't. They don't let you do that anymore. I think this may be a passive avoidance technique.
All right.
Why don't we make something up for him, and then he can listen to us? Oh.
See, I had my television on. I didn't want you to hear that story I had going. But anyway, my favorite Halloween, what was that? Let's see. Oh, I know. When we were young, I was younger. I had my kids, and we would go. We lived in San Francisco, so we would go in San Francisco and trick or treat. Nob Hill. I don't know. I guess that's it.
Good candy?
Did I get candy?
No,
Yeah, we got candy. My
Good
kids got candy.
Good candy on Nob Hill.
Yeah, there was good candy. Good people, good rewards. Maybe we can duplicate that.
So it's like the equivalent of McDonald Avenue and Johnson Street, right?
Right. I love your hat.
This is Bruce's hat.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I like it anyway.
Well, I like it because it's Bruce's hat. I mean, that wasn't meant to be a.
Yeah. I understand. I think I like Bruce too.
Thank you. All right,
Okay,
Terry Tremblay, do you have a favorite Halloween memory? Did we lose Terry?
I don't see Terry.
Maybe I took too long adjusting my television.
Yeah, thanks a lot there, Sean.
Is Leanna still with us? Did we lose Leanna?
Yeah, she lost her too.
Jeez.
Oh, what did I do? I'll call in next week.
Okay, let's see. Colleen, oops. I had Lee. Lee's not here.
No.
We have a lot of our regulars who are not here. Larry Orr, your favorite Halloween memory?
It was so long ago, I don't really remember whether or not I dressed up or not. But I do remember that Halloween was my kids' very favorite holiday of the year. They just loved it. And when they were young, I do remember dressing up in Western gear with a hat and boots and all that kind of thing. And I would wear a Lone Ranger mask. And most people didn't realize that except for the Lone Ranger mask, my outfit was something I usually wore on the weekends. So, but I always was fascinated that kids, young children, really love Halloween.
True. Thank you, Larry. All right, Doug Pyle. Is Dr. Doug still with us?
Oh, yes, I am. As a child, we would go around the neighborhood in our small town in North Dakota, and we knew who gave out the best treats, and we selectively hit their houses. As I got older, my early teen years, I would go out with my buddies and watch the kids who were 5 or 6 years older than me tip over outhouses in town and put one on a cart and park it in front of the courthouse. Some of the nefarious things that older people did, I wasn't involved with any of that. And then my most memorable things are as an adult, when we were living in town, I had a fully articulated skeleton on a rack. So we had a lot of fun with that. One year he would be the Grim Reaper, dressed in a black shroud, and I had a scythe that I used to cut my grass with. So he'd have that. We had the Gothic American, had a Formella dress model. It would have the two standing there with a pitchfork. Had him as a headless horseman one year. You could take the skull off. I had it cradled in his arm, sitting there. It was a lot of fun. The kids enjoyed it. To come and see the skeleton, see what, his name was Duke, see what Duke was wearing this year. That was a lot of fun.
Are you decorating the front of your house this year?
Nope.
We gotta get on, we gotta get our Halloween mojo back, you guys. Thank you, Doug. Mark Bistignani, it looks like you dropped off too. Doggone it. I'm getting everybody. Hey, where's my name? I didn't even cut my own name. Can I give one?
Sure.
So I used to live up in Eureka, and I got to be friends with a guy named Hobart Brown, who was a metal sculptor, and he put on the the kinetic sculpture race. I don't know if you've ever seen that before. And people would, make these incredible machines, and it was a 3-day race. And I was always on his machine. And so that was really a blast. Well, every year Hobart would have a Halloween party, and it was like nothing I have ever seen before. So every year he would have a theme. And the first year I went, it was your favorite Hollywood movie actors or theme. So I and my date, we dressed up like Scarlet and Rhett, and quite amazing outfits. I mean, I really did it. He had jodhpurs and we looked the part. Anyway, we go to the party, and you go in the door, and you have to sign a release. They've got like a director there, and you have to sign the release to come into the party. And then you go into another room, and it's makeup, and they have people there putting on makeup, but all dressed from the 20s and 30s during the really fun era. And then the next room you went in, and then there was a fortune teller, and you would have tarot cards, and she'd be reading your fortune. And then you'd go into the next room, and it would be the casting call or your screen test. And there was the director sitting in a chair with his assistant, scantily dressed. And they had a big old-fashioned camera. And they'd be turning the crank, and you would have to do a screen test before you went into the party. And you acted out something. And then the next room you go into, you are on stage in front of the whole party. So everybody is watching you enter after going through all these rooms. And then you go into the party, and now you're part of the audience watching the other people come in. But up on the screen, they had videos of everybody's screen test. So it was like unbelievable. And I could just never seen anything like it. So I just really wanted to share that, because that was the Halloween party. And thank you for letting me share. Ted Calvert's not here. I think we are getting close to our time, and we're starting to lose our...
What about Diane?
Diane Bucher.
Cool.
Good call. You're a little clairvoyant there. Where is Diane? There she is. Favorite memory, Diane. You're muted.
Sorry, rookie move. I was always Snow White. I started being Snow White when I was about 22 years old, and I fit into the costume for about 34 years. And the first year I met John, I told his kids that I was going to be Snow White. So they had him dress up like Prince Charming. Aww. So here we are, Snow White and Prince Charming. So we were young and beautiful. So anyway, actually, I think we met Andy Esquivel that night. We were at Therese and Bruce's house with the Morrisons and a bunch of folks. So anywho, that was a long time ago. It was 2004. So
well, maybe we could see some of these costumes on the 31st when we're out there passing out candy.
Yeah, Snow White's dress stayed the same size and I didn't. So I'll be a witch this year and maybe next year.
Well, I think we are out of time, but is there anyone whose name I didn't call who would like to share? Lance. Actually, Lance, before you speak, when you were walking through by your camera there, your head disappeared. And I thought that was like a really cool effect.
It's a strange problem with the backgrounds. As many people, obviously candy overload when I was a child, trick-or-treating around in San Diego. My first real date with my wife, Barbara, was on Halloween, my freshman year of college at UC Santa Cruz. And obviously with her horror inclination, Halloween's always one of our favorite holidays of the year. Unfortunately, it's kind of a total miss here. I think we would only get triathlete trick-or-treaters. You know, it's a quarter mile or more between houses. And so the number of trick-or-treaters we get is exactly 0. That does not, of course, mean that we don't pick up some candy, but it's just that none of it goes out the door. But hopefully we'll be able to get more involved in other parties coming up soon. Actually, we had a great time last year during the makeup Halloween after Kincaid. We ended up at Thumbprint Winery helping them distribute candy.
Nice.
If you feel inclined, go buy some candy and drop it off at the community center.
Absolutely, that's going to happen.
Okay, well, you know what? Thank you, Lance. We have the two last ones, Jay and Colleen. And if you guys can squeeze in a couple memories, we've hit it.
I can do mine really fast. For a number of years, I lived in an intentional community called Thomas Creek Ranch, and we had 8 people who built homes on the ranch. They were all marriage and family counselors, and the guys one Halloween got together, and down at the community center, we all dressed up in drag. Hilarity ensued. They were scandalized.
Polarity.
I want to see pictures of that.
I do too.
I got a lot of compliments, actually. I had a strapless, and it was pretty good.
How did it stay up?
Eyes out.
That's not asked. Those are questions we don't want to have answered.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Mine is real quick, Nance. My brother Danny, who passed away, unfortunately, he went to Saudi Arabia and painted the palace of a prince. This is not a fake story, it's a true story. And when he went, he got some of their garb. And so I have an official dress from Saudi Arabia along with the long robe that they wear. So I dressed up one year as an oil sheik, and I think people were like, "Who?" Like you will. They had no idea who I was because I had my hair all covered, no makeup on, and was wearing this. But anyways, my brother has twice given me a nice Halloween costume. Another time I wore his wig, that he used to wear a wig because he had lost his hair. He's probably thinking, "Thank you, sister, for making fun of my chemotherapy. You're welcome." Anyways, I wore a wig and I dressed up as a nerd. I had on glasses, my little pen protector, my pants were up high. Nobody knew who I was. So I walked around school and people were like, who in the hell is, so it was actually kind of fun to not be known. So those are my stories. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This was an opportunity in this is what we call snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Thank you for sharing all of your stories. And next week we're dark because of board meeting. And our guest speaker on the 4th is going to be State Senator Mike McGuire.
Wow. Yeah.
So November 4th is going to be a very interesting day. It's going to be the day after our election. So
probably the 30th day before we know who president is.
With that, let's get out and vote. Have a good day, everybody.